Hey guys, always here. This is Money Value and we are back with the most recent news. Since you're interested in passive income, I hope this one won't upset you too much. But the US Labor Department reported the first time jobless filings had risen to 853,000 in the latest 7-day period, even more than last week's 716,000. It won't come as a surprise to you that it's related to the coronavirus pandemic. By the way, cases have surged anew, now exceeding 200,000 daily, and deaths topped a dismal record 3,000. Your question probably is, what does it have to do with investments? Well, everything. At this point, you gotta either ask this question or already have an answer to that, because in real life, everything is connected, especially when we're talking about economics and the events happening in the world. Let's start with the easiest explanation. We have a new virus here, and every virus implies having to invent a vaccine. And let's be fair, not only will it save lives, but also make someone a fortune. And we have news in this area. Tesla-backed vaccine stocks gets first sell after a 752% rally. CureVac NV has been on a wild ride since its August listing, as the hunt for COVID-19 shots pushed its valuation up to $24 billion before Thursday's open. With the first authorized US inoculations expected soon, the biotech's heady climb spurred its first sell rating. Despite promising early results, data from larger CureVac studies aren't expected until the first half of 2021, making the company a late mover in the vaccine chase, Credit Suisse analyst Martin Oster said, dropping his rating to underperform from neutral but increasing his price target to $50 from $47. Like the leading COVID-19 vaccine from Pfizer and partner BioNTech SE as well as Moderna, CureVac's shot uses messenger RNA technology. But early data suggests the German company's shot could struggle to reach the efficiency bar set by peers, Oster wrote in a note. CureVac still has some heavy hitters in its corner, including Elon Musk. The Tesla chief executive has touted the biotech company it has partnered with to build RNA microfactories, calling the vaccine printer. The duo is working on an important product for the world. CureVac is down as much as 9.7% from Wednesday's record high. 3 other analysts recommend buying stock while the 4 says hold. Well, what do people want when things are not going well? Hope. A tiny little bit of hope. And what is hope in 2021? Elon Musk. So Silicon Valley billionaire said on Tuesday he had relocated to Texas from California, as he wanted to focus more on Tesla's new electric car plant and his SpaceX venture in the Lone Star State. Musk confirmed the move in an interview with Matt Murray, the Wall Street Journal's editor-in-chief. The 2 biggest things I got going on right now are the Starship development in South Texas and then the big new US factory for Tesla, the 49-year-old Tesla chief said. Texas might potentially offer some tax reprieve for the world's second richest man. It does not collect personal income tax, while California has some of the highest state tax rates in the United States. So, if you are thinking of turning your brilliant ideas into an actual startup, this very news might be a precious piece of advice. I hope we all share love towards figures, and here are some of them. An over 670% jump in Tesla shares this year has boosted Elon's net worth from $27 billion to $155 billion, just behind Amazon.com's Jeff Bezos, according to Bloomberg Billionaires Index. That's just crazy. By the way, news are really important if you are serious about this investment stuff. Everything is connected. Try and understand what I'm about to say. JP Morgan analyst Ryan Brinkman has told his clients not to increase their holdings in Tesla to approximate its weight in the S&P 500 ahead of its inclusion to the benchmark on December 21st. Tesla shares fell from their record high close of $650 per share Wednesday as analysts from JP Morgan lifted their price target on the clean energy car maker to just $90. The assessment from JP Morgan analyst Ryan Brinkman reflects some of the concerns on Wall Street for the pace of Tesla's meteoric rise this year, which has added more than 660% to the group's share price and more than $500 billion to the company's market value. Its net income for the third quarter of this year was $337 million. Brinkman advised his clients not to increase their holdings in Tesla to its approximate 1.44% weight in the S&P 500 benchmark, even as the bank itself suggests that index tracking funds will sell $57 billion worth of shares in other companies in order to gather up Tesla shares before its December 21st entry. We have recently fielded a number of calls from loan-only investors who are faced with, or shortly will be faced with, with the decision of whether or not to buy Tesla shares, as the stock is added to S&P 500 index, given that many funds' performance is evaluated against this benchmark, Brinkman wrote. I simply have nothing to add, except maybe the fact that I'm really looking forward to December 21st just to check the theory. Do you know who is an author of saying price is what you pay, value is what you get? Yep. That's Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway founder and CEO. Every time he buys or sells a stock, the investing world tends to sit up and take a notice. That's mainly because the Oracle of Omaha has a better investing track record than your average hedge fund, managing to outperform the S&P 500 in 37 of the past 55 years, or about 2/3 of the time. Buffett made his foray in the energy sector 18 years ago when Berkshire bought a $500 million stake in PetroChina before selling it 5 years later for a $3.5 billion profit. His energy track record after PetroChina has, however, been a mixed bag. His next big purchase, ConocoPhillips in 2008, ended up losing Berkshire Hathaway several billions of dollars. His biggest hit so far has been his 2009 investment in Burlington Northern Railroad for $44 billion. BNSF is a railroad behemoth that used to transport crude from the backend to refiners and still transports enough coal to generate 10% of the electricity consumed in the United States since the purchase. Berkshire has collected nearly $20 billion in dividends from Burlington Northern Railroad. Annual revenues have increased by 80% and earnings have more than doubled. Therefore, it pays to check and see what Warren thinks of the energy sector. Here's a delve into Warren Buffett's latest energy trades. I have no idea how this guy is doing that, but man, he's good. Back to the vaccine. Do you remember what news I covered in the very beginning? I also mentioned how everything is connected. Now you are gonna be surprised, but global oil price topped $50 a barrel for the first time since March. And pay attention now on vaccine optimism. Oil futures had a sharply higher Thursday with the global Brent crude benchmark above $50 for the first time in 9 months, on progress towards COVID-19 vaccine that may enable a return to economic normality next year. More good news. Shares of Immutep, an Australian biotech with Nasdaq listing, soared 190% Thursday after the company reported positive results from a trial of treatment for metastatic breast cancer. The company said overall survival data from a phase 2-3 study evaluating its lead product candidate, eftilagimod alpha, in combination with chemotherapy performed well compared with placebo and chemotherapy. Do you know what it is? I mean, this good performance of treatment, not the shares. It's hope. Just like Elon Musk. I hope you are not too sick of this medicine-related news, but it is really a burning issue right now, so you gotta be aware of what's going on. And what's going on with COVID-19 vaccine trial. I'm gonna lead with this. Moderna shares increased just about 850% since March. Can you believe it? On Thursday, Moderna said it has dosed the first participants in a phase 2-3 study of its COVID-19 vaccine candidate in adolescents ages 12 to less than 18. The study is being conducted in collaboration with Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority, part of the Office of the Assistant Secretary for Preparedness and Response at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The biotech is aiming to generate data in the spring of 2021 that will support the use of vaccine in that age group, Chief Executive Stefan Bancel said in a statement. The trial will be randomized and include a control group, and the company is aiming to enroll 3,000 participants in the US who will be monitored for 12 months after the second dose. Fingers crossed. Sorry for one more news about the vaccine, but I think you'll like this one. The United States said it authorized the use of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine on Friday, with the first inoculations expected within days. The US Food and Drug Administration granted the emergency use authorization for the vaccine developed with German partner BioNTech, which was shown to be 95% effective in preventing disease in late-stage trial. It said the vaccine can be given to people ages 16 or older. BioNTech Chief Executive Uğur Şahin said the vaccine will help to save lives across the United States and could accelerate return to normality. It makes Pfizer and BioNTech two companies producing COVID-19 vaccines authorized by the US. I don't want our last news for today to be even a tiny bit related to death or illnesses. Do you know what broadens your horizons? I mean, besides reading books or watching Money Value, of course. Traveling. You haven't forgotten what it is with all this pandemic situation, have you? It's like when you buy plane tickets and then you book a nice apartment on Airbnb. Well, long story short, on Thursday, December 10th, Airbnb began trading on the Nasdaq under the ticker ABNB. It started selling 51.3 million shares at about $146. It raised 113% from its IPO price of $68 per share Wednesday evening. However, by Saturday, it decreased a little down to $139 per share. The first price planned was in a range from $44 to $50 per share. While its business has been hit hard by the pandemic, with the sales dropping 72% year-over-year in Q2 2020, its year-over-year sales decline in Q3 2020 was just 18%, and it managed to turn a profit after major cost cuts. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to consider this IPO to be one of the major ones in 2020. The company valuation is $147 billion. Airbnb is expecting to get about $3 to $4 billion from this IPO, and that's without underwriting. Wow, this has been a tough week, but we survived it. I'll be back with more news at the end of the next week. Meanwhile, stay safe and smash that like button. Share this video with your friends. Thank you. See you soon. Bye.